Good morning, everybody. We are back from Arkansas, and we're doing a little bit of road cruising this morning. Just got back, and it's nice and cool and cloudy, so it's pretty fantastic weather to drive around, but it is a little bit wet, so we might see some turtles, but it might be a little too wet for snakes. What are you doing in the road, brother? Wow. All right, well, it's a quick start to the day. Big common snapping turtle on the way to the spot that I plan to be herping today. And he's just chilling in an intersection, so we're gonna put him, I guess, over there. So let's see what we can get into here. He's been digging around. You can see he's got a lot of mud on him. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's not happy with me. All right, we'll get him out of the road. Hello. Easy. Come on. There's a creek over here, so I would really appreciate it if you'd stop trying to bite me for saving your life. Easy. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Go. And right down the road from the snapping turtle, we have a box turtle. I'm guessing this guy just recently got scared by a car because he was in his shell like this when I first spotted him. But out of the road with this guy. You can kind of see him in there a little bit. Nice red eyes, but we'll just give him one of these. Take him down here a little bit. You can see where I braked here, but I swear these are the only snakes I see on this road. But that's fine, because they are cool. Great first snake of the day. Beautiful rough green. I found one right here in this same spot in the fall. I wonder if this is the same dude. Kind of looks like he could be, but they don't have any distinct markings like a lot of other snakes do. So unless they have any scars or anything, it can be really hard to tell if you're finding the same snakes with green snakes. All right, no one comes down this road, but we're gonna get homeboy out just in case. What a beautiful snake. They never disappoint. Man, he is just glowing in my hand. Look at him. Such an underrated snake. I mean, when I was a little kid, these were the thing I wanted to see the most. And really, one of the snakes that's responsible for my obsession with herping today. So, it's definitely not something that goes underappreciated by me. So, let's see if he wants to go up in this tree here. There you go, buddy. All right. We'll do another pass, see if anything else is out. It was definitely turtley out here. It's a very dark slider. He is almost melanistic. A lot of sliders around here get very dark as they get older, but very nice. Third species of turtle this morning. We'll get him out of the road. I just spotted this guy periscoping out the window as I was driving by. Look at him. That's a pretty cool way to find a racer. There was a bird in the road, like right in front of him, and I wonder if he was about to try to get it. Everybody's on the side of the road today. This looks like a slider. What are you doing? Looking for somewhere to nest, potentially? I'm assuming that's what's going on. She's got mosquitoes. All right, well, the side of the road is probably a pretty decent place to nest from a biological perspective because it's nice and open. However, I don't want to risk her getting run over, and she hasn't started nesting yet, so we're just going to move her over there. Hey, here's our first snake since it got dark, and he's going. It's a little corn. Look at that guy. That's kind of unexpected. Good morning, everybody. It has been a couple of days since you saw me last because I've been super busy with just family stuff, but we're out here this morning. It rained a lot last night, and it's relatively cool and cloudy at the moment, so we're going to walk around and see if anything's out crawling. And there is find number one, a tree toad. Look at that. All right, here's a box turtle in the trail. Kind of a weird juvenile size. Don't see too many that age class. Look at that little guy. Been seeing a lot on the road lately, but it's always a treat to see one in habitat like this. Well, that's a first for me here. there is a copperhead in between the very wet layers of tin here. Look at that. Well, that's a pretty good first snake of the day. He's very, very wet in between this layer of tin here. We got a lot of rain last night, and I'm sure he probably crawled in there to try to stay dry. And evidently it did not work very well, so. All right, we'll leave this guy to his business. Good looking snake. And actually the first copperhead I have seen at this spot. So definitely a win already. See what else we can get into. Here's our next box turtle of the day, sitting on top of some tin. Here's a river cooter just kind of trucking along on the land. Look at that guy. That's probably tannin stain. Check this turtle leech out. These are a largely non-invasive parasite on a lot of our native turtles, so we're gonna leave it, but very, very cool. Probably a big female looking for somewhere to nest. All right, well, we're walking this small creek back to the car because it's getting hot, and I saw something moving underwater, and it ended up being this gigantic Erythrogaster, which is actually a lifer for Harry, so definitely a nice find. And oh, easy. I always appreciate seeing these gigantic water snakes. And if I can show you the belly, I mean, that is fantastic. Look at that. Actually, a lot more dark pigment on this guy's belly than we usually see. It's definitely different looking. But we're gonna get some quick photos of him, and then I'll get a little more video of him going back into the creek, or her, more than likely. All right, move this girl to the sun to get a little bit more footage. Very, very good looking water snake. We've been seeing plenty of these lately, but as you can see, beautiful, beautiful Neurodia. Very underrated snakes. It's definitely got a little bit of attitude, but has not actually bitten me yet, thankfully, because that is a big snake. There you go. Look at the transition. Ah, there we go. There's the bite. I was waiting for it. Harry's just out here spitting fire, apparently. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was just basking by the lake?
Basking like a couple meters into the lake.
So Harry found this thing in the lake, apparently, like basking on a little island. That is ridiculous. So it's like the heat of the day right now. It's probably, I don't know, low 80s, mid 80s. And apparently this king snake was just basking on a little island in the lake. And it kind of makes sense because this is a gravid female, and she has quite the load of eggs inside her. You can see how thick her back end is there. Short little tail, but all around just a fantastic snake, and one of the big targets for Harry here, so fantastic. All right, well, that is definitely the best find of the day so far. It hasn't been bad, though. I mean, we've seen some cool snakes. And this spot is not one that gives up snakes super easily. So to be able to get decent numbers and a nice king snake is definitely a win. But I think we're going to go grab lunch and maybe head on to a different area after we let this girl go. You good if I release it?
Yeah.
So apparently this thing was just sitting on this little island right here, which is kind of ridiculous. Very weird way to find a king snake, but I guess it makes sense. They like hanging out around water, so we will let her go back to her little island. Well, that's a random surprise. Yeah. We were just talking about how we were hoping something would be crossing the road right before the storm, and there is a big corn snake. That is really cool. I mean, I hadn't even finished my thought saying like maybe there's something
cool
silly
out to you, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe there's something silly crossing the road because it's actively drizzling right now and it's about to be pouring. There is a big thunderstorm heading this way, which, I mean, cruising right in front of thunderstorms can be some of the most productive herping, so
yeah, there we go.
Maybe we'll get lucky and see something else. We'll get him out of the road. This thing is really big. I mean, look at that. Great looking snake. It's a dark corn. It's really well camouflaged down in the grass too. You can barely see him. All right, well, the storm has largely passed, and we're just kind of walking around a little bit before it gets dark. And then once the sun goes down, we're going to cruise a little bit and see if there's anything moving after the rain. All right, it's cold, it's wet, it's rained a bunch, but nevertheless, we have Steraria. Very nice, large adult red-bellied snake. First snake of the night since it got dark. Hopefully it won't be the only one. We'll get him out of the road. All right, the snake action's been kind of slow, but that's a good-looking salamander. It's been a minute since we've seen a red salamander on the channel. They're mostly a winter thing, but they do cross the road pretty often on wet nights in the summer. All right, everyone. Well, that red-bellied snake was the only snake we saw after it got dark last night. But it was a great time hanging out with Harry from Explore Herpetology, and we were able to turn up quite a number of things that were new for him, so that's always a great time. But yeah, it's actually the next day now. The weather is a lot better. It's finally stopped raining. Today's going to be in a different episode, though. I'm just running an outro real quick before we get started. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.